Hi everyone, it's Shaz, and here is episode 2 of Career Mode with West Ham. You fucking slags. Now, this is the first league game, which is against Aston Villa. Now, because it's my first game, I will show the full game, so you can maybe get an idea of how I play the game. Because I said in the last episode that I'm really shit. So, watch the gameplay and maybe give me some advice, yeah? So, for all those guys who watched the first episode, thank you for all your comments. I'm going to go into that in a bit more detail. If you haven't seen episode 1 will be posted as a video response below. And there might be an annotation on the screen somewhere if I remember to do it. If not, go to my channel and you'll find it. It's not difficult. But anyway, so in the last episode we discussed the fact that West Ham have no pace. I mentioned that I brought in Raheem Sterling and Leandro initially, and you can see the team, how it's shaping up, for the first game. Now, a lot has changed since this game. Okay, now what I don't want to do is to upload an episode and just have one game. So I'm going to give you some information on what's been going on. And then obviously, when I get to episode 3, I'll probably do a sort of summary of the games that were played and stuff like that. See, I don't know what you want to see. I don't know if you want to see the sort of mechanics of what goes on, or you're just happy with whatever I'm doing. As I said, it's all down to you guys. So you've got to make sure you comment and rate the video, and tell me what to do. But first of all, thank you, as I said, to everybody who's commented on episode 1. A lot of people have suggested players. We'll go through some of those suggestions just now. Fusion 360 Elite said to get Ba from Newcastle, which I'm going to look at. What I have tried to do, guys, is I've shortlisted people that you've mentioned. Okay, but we need to then go into what's happened since, before the end of the video. So, yeah, so I mean, really happy with all the suggestions of players and the comments, from some of you guys. You can see when I'm playing the game, that I'm not very good at FIFA. Okay, but I'm playing on professional because I don't want to play. When I play on semi-pro, guys, I'm winning every game. Guaranteed, I'm winning every game. But when I go up to professional, I don't know. It's like there's a massive step up for me. Maybe I'm not used to playing at that level. The pre-season match, the first match you saw, I won 5-0, and I was like, yes, this is going to be really good. And then the other 2 pre-season matches, which I've not mentioned, didn't go very well. But it's pre-season, so fuck it. But this is the main one. I mean, this is the first league game of the season, so it's important on what goes on and what happens. So as you can see, it's a stalemate. Nothing really much exciting going on. For those of you guys who are watching the the gameplay specifically, with what you're seeing, offer me some advice, please. Formations is the big one. I can't really decide on which formation that I'm going to play. I like to pick the formation rather than pick the formation after I pick the players, if you know what I mean. I like to have a system in place. So I like to go usually a 4-4-2. But if you think there's a certain formation which is going to benefit a sort of noobish FIFA player, then let me know. I see a lot of people playing 4-3-3s. I think I do want to have a bit more sort of width, but at the same time, what I would say about that is that when I go down the wings and put in a cross in, very rarely does anything happen. So, as I said, I mean, I'm here on the wing. I've put a cross in. You can see what happens. So, okay, so let's talk about formations. So, in the comments below, let me know the formations that I should be looking at. Okay. Now, as I said, I was recommended to get Ba. Also, one of the guys in the comments, ULTRSMHFK, Ultra Shake My Head. Fuck, I don't know what that stands for. Maybe if you're watching this episode, you can tell us. He said to pick up Lawns, Biabani, and Matix. Wait till episode 3 and you'll see exactly which ones I picked up from those. And yeah, Kelvin from Porto, from Lucas 0101011, another player that I shortlisted. And got to thank El Crony, or LC Ronnie. He said to play Matt Jarvis. Turgott and Hall have a lot of potential. So this is information that's going to be really useful to me. And I was speaking to one of my friends last night, who is a West Ham season ticket holder, funnily enough. So it would have been handy to speak to him before I did episode 1. But he said to me as well, Jarvis, you've got to keep a hold of him. But anyway, another guy was King SAS USKE 91 said to buy a player called Ilyunusi or something from Rosenborg. So I had a look at this guy, and I think his first name was Tarek, the striker. He's a striker, and he looks pretty shit hot. So that's another player that I'm going to look to try and bring in as well. Mega Kaza 1. I think he had a really good suggestion with the Dortmund keeper, which was it Mitchell Longerick or Longerick? I think his name's Longerick. And also Freddie Montero from the Seattle Sounders. Nichols from the A-League. He also was kind enough to tell me to get rid of O'Neill, Noble, Diarra and Jaskalainen. It is quite difficult, just to offload certain players. I'm finding it that they're just not moving that fast. Apart from that, a comment just a few hours ago on the video said to get a guy called Marvel Wynn, who's a centre half from Colorado Rapids. He said he's a beast player and cheap, so I'm going to check that out. As I said, any player that you comment or you post in the comments, I'm going to check out. Okay, and this brings me on to something that you will see at the end of the video, but I wanted to talk about it before the end of the video, and that is a board takeover. Now, I gave it a lot of thought, okay, and because you earn coins in FIFA, when you reach a certain level, which I just reached, whatever level I am, you can buy little things to enhance your game. So you can buy like kits, goal celebrations. I came across a thing that you can buy, which is the board takeover. So I thought that was interesting because, obviously for a career mode, it'd be kind of cool to have a rich owner. Obviously nothing to the extent maybe of Man City, but I was really, sort of debating whether I should do that or not. Now, I went ahead and I bought the actual takeover thing. However, I was meant to use it for my other career mode, which is with Hearts, which I'm sort of messing around with at first. However, I loaded up this fucking career, okay? So the board takeover has been put onto the West Ham. Now, what I don't want to do, okay, because I wanted to see how it worked, and I wanted to see the sort of messages that you get and how much you would actually get. What I don't want to do is to completely abuse a board takeover. So what I mean by that is I don't want to have Falcao, Messi, or any Big Ron, anything like that at West Ham, okay, because I like realism in the game. Now I know that FIFA's not real, it's like an arcadey kind of thing, but in this whole career mode, at the end of the day, if I want realism, I should be buying Football Manager. Why am I fucking around with FIFA? But anyway, so I went ahead with the takeover, okay. Now, I'm satisfied, and I had a look at other YouTubers who are doing career modes, and a lot of them, the general message was, yeah, use the takeover if you want, because you can only use it once per season, and if at the end of the day, if I use it for West Ham, I don't know how long it will take me in FIFA to buy it for a different career. And as I said, generally speaking, it's probably only going to be one season with West Ham, then I might pick a different team, or you guys might suggest a different team. So let's get the most out of it. Now, with that being said, I mentioned that I don't want to abuse the takeover, okay? So obviously there's a lot of money there, which is going to come in. So my decision, okay, I don't know if you agree with this, is that rather than buy big stars, I'm going to try and buy all those little players that you've mentioned. I'm going to try and get all these potential young players that are going to develop and improve, and we're going to play them and see how that works. Now, what I also want to suggest is, if you guys think it'd be cool with simulating a few games, so that we're not actually playing the game. Maybe do that every so often, and then maybe just can take control of certain games. I don't know what you think of that, or if you think it would be better for me to play, hands-on every game, then let me know. I'm gonna play every game until you say, well, why don't you try simming a few games, maybe to give other players a go or whatever. But as I said, it's up to you. I need your kind of advice and suggestions for the series. You know, as I said, I want to know if you want to see a full game, or you want to see highlights of a game, or you want to see me fuck about in the transfer market. For this particular video, which is episode 2, we've just went with the gameplay. So if you're still listening and watching, you know, you can see how shit I am. I mean, we're almost at the end. It's still 0-0. I haven't commentated over the actual gameplay because at the end of the day, it's fucking 0-0. Yeah, it's a struggle for me. And listen, here's a little sneak to episode 3. It doesn't get any easier for me. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I've got the sort of board takeover in place. Okay, and the first thing that I did, okay, after having that takeover, was to look at all your comments as promised, and you know, basically put in bids for as many of those players that were available to me, and we'll basically build a team. You know, we'll build a team around what you guys suggest. So you know, keep the player suggestions coming in. You know, I'm going to have money to buy them. So let's bring in the players that you might want to see, their stats and things like that. Okay, so in episode 3, I'm going to show you what the squad is. You know, after the takeover, after the sort of initial wheeling and dealings, so you can see where I'm at, sort of starting off the season, you know, with the games. And I'll also do a summary of the games, you know, the results that were played. Depending on what the results are, goals scored, things like that, you know, I might not show any gameplay. So also let me know in the comments, you know, what you want to see in the career mode. What do you think makes for an interesting career mode video? As I said, this is just one full gameplay. After, you know, my first friendly that you saw in the last one, you can see it ended 0-0. Squad played, you know, reasonably enough. I guess, you know, playing Aston Villa in the first game is a good result. I guess, you know, at the end of the day, time will tell. You can see here as well, okay, that injuries coming and going, you know, stuff like that. Injury to Maiga. I quite like that guy, actually. He looks like a good enough player. But here we go. Fans were happy. They turned up to see Leandro's first game, and yeah, I think he's going to be a good player for us. That was my decision to buy Leandro first. And there you go, a little sneak, little preview there. You know, West Ham joined the wealthy elite. It flashed up. So yeah, the board, we've been taken over. Post your comments below, and yeah, look forward to episode 3. Take it easy.